Hey guys, it's Jsnow, and this is going to be a video about how Bastion is OP, and at the same time he's not OP. And there's going to be a little bit of lag because this game does take a huge amount of resources on a lower end computer. I mean, my computer's not that bad, but for some reason this game just does not run smoothly while recording. So what is Bastion? For people who don't know yet, Bastion is basically the turret class, and he's his own turret. So instead of like in Team Fortress 2 where you're placing your turrets, you are the turret. So a lot of people say this class is not a tank class. I mean, it's not classified as a tank class. It's classified as a defense class. But I play Bastion to the level of basically where he is a tank. So I do enjoy even playing him when he's really not meant to be played. Like, for example, in this game where we're actually on the offensive. But it's all about your turret placement and your ultimate. So turret placement is basically you want to place it in the best spot possible where you can always escape. That's what you always want to think about. Can I get a drop on the enemy? And when I'm in a 1v1 battle like that right there, will I be able to survive and escape if I need to be? So right there I got lucky with a healer. And right here we almost died, but this is the ultimate, and perfect right there. It was a perfect example of saving the ultimate for either you need to capture the objective or you need to, you know, oh crap moment where you need to get the hell out of there in an instant. So that was actually a perfect example right there. So never use the ultimate. I found personally never use the ultimate offensively unless you really need it, like it's the last couple seconds of the game, which I'll have an example in this video also. But basically the ultimate should be used completely defensively, but if you need to go into offense, know when to use it. So right here I'm kind of picked my corner, and the thing you have to worry about with Bastion is once you start shooting with your turret from a corner, you have to decide, you have to know that everybody knows you're there, and you have to decide do you want to stay in that corner. So that was a quick game because then this happened, and I'll just stay silent and you guys can enjoy how bad round 2 went. So yeah, that happened in round 2, so we got absolutely slaughtered, so I only put a little bit of that footage. So in the next game I played, this was actually a great example of all Bastion's weaknesses and strengths of what you have to watch out for. So he is super weak against melee classes, but against like Reinhardt, he's really slow and he doesn't have grab unless he charges at you. You can actually kind of play around with him pretty easily. So right here, people are afraid of Bastion. I think that's something players should start taking advantage of. The second they hear that turret, fear. You strike fear into the heart of your enemies. It's so much fun. So sometimes I actually just take out the turret to shoot a couple of shots, and sometimes the enemy team, when I have the see-through ability from a different character, I think Widowmaker. So like for example, if you have a Widowmaker on your team, I actually sometimes just shoot the turret, and I see enemies start like moving back because they don't know what a turret is. So actually playing into the fear of other players, in the fact that the turret, yes, the turret is absolutely OP, it also helps out in defensive games. So right here, there's another good placement. So right here, there's actually one place they can get me, and that's the very top. So you can see I'm playing Paranoid, and that's how you should play Bastion. You should be paranoid when you have that turned up. I mean, I know it's probably not the greatest advice, but for example, right here, I actually read another person who just, I think that was another Bastion, I'm not exactly sure, I can't really see there. But I actually read that somebody came up there and would probably have killed me if I stayed there any longer. So I was actually able to kill him and save my team members, but unfortunately my team members I think died anyway. And then right here is a great example of dealing with melee. Now the ninja guy, I forgot his name, but the ninja guy is hard to deal with because he's super fast. But Reinhardt, for example, basically what you want to do is just run away. Sometimes if you're far enough, then zerg down the shield. He will charge though. But a lot of times I find that I can just break down the shield and they don't actually charge at me. So I get pretty lucky with that. So right here, I disengaged because I noticed that the enemy team, I've actually never played this map before. This was actually my first game ever on this map, so I noticed really quickly that the enemy team, I guess, is taking advantage of the top post. So I go over to switch to make sure, because I'm not too worried about defending the escort. So while it is true you need to defend the escort, if you can keep the enemy from getting to the escort to begin with, that should probably be a better goal than actually waiting on the escort. But in the same video, we actually have both examples. So this guy, I don't know this guy's name. But that hero, I just call him rocket boosters. So you're also extremely weak against rocket boosters. So you need to be very, very aware of the sky, and like a place like this, there's plenty of little nooks and crannies that they can shoot up to. and you need to be super aware. So like right there, I had a split second to decide either help my teammate and try to kill the rocket dude, or get out. And obviously getting out was the best option because my teammate got annihilated and I was able to survive. So making these, that's why I love playing this character, because you can make a lot of split second decisions like that. And right here is another like perfect spot that I kind of figured out last second. And I was actually able to go on the offensive a little bit and get rid of the whole team. So I did, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite right here where I kind of wasted my tank. I didn't really need to use it, but then again, since we have Widowmaker's see-through ultimate, which is so OP, or whatever it is, it makes it so much easier. So now right here we have a Reinhardt, and this is just pretty funny, because I just fight the Reinhardts. I play Bastion like a tank. I do not play him defensively, because I just love playing him offensively, and I think any character in the game can be defensive or offensive, as long as you know how to use it. But, I mean, if you don't know a character that well, then yeah, you should probably use it for its intended purpose. So right here, I just go all out, and I pretty much just scare that Reinhardt all the way back into the corner. And he tries to kind of snipe me here, and I notice that that does about 100 damage. Right here, I actually panic a bit, and I kind of luck out. I don't know how I didn't die there. As you can see, oh my god, the dragons are so scary, man. That is the one thing that scares me. The only thing that scares me while playing Bastion is when somebody shoots the dragons right in front of your face, and you're like, oh shit. And you gotta like hit shift and run as fast as possible. So right here, I'm kind of like going hard right now. I'm actually on top of the escort. I do not recommend that at all. But if you know what you're doing, you can actually use the escort to your advantage, because it does block shots, and if your teammates are behind the escort, they're going to be focusing on you, not your teammates. So right here, here's Rocket Boots guy again. He kind of messed up there. I guess he failed there, so we got him pretty quick. And now I go back up here because I noticed the enemy was once again starting to take advantage of this. And this is where it gets really insane, because I walk up right on another Rocket Boots guy. And this guy can kill you in close range really quickly. So as you can see right here, I'm at 22. I actually stood on the health drop on purpose. So that's another thing. Know where your health drops are at and just sit on them pretty much. You want to be near a health drop if possible. I mean, you can't always do it, but it's just really good too. But otherwise, I would have lost that battle pretty much instantly if I did not have the health drop there. So pretty much the only weaknesses, just to kind of sum it up, I'll just let the gameplay go as it is. I'm not going to commentate anymore. But anyway, just as it is, basically you're weak against the chain grab. You're weak against Reinhardt's charge, which is very rare, but did happen to me. But Reinhardt's charge is not really that much of an issue. If you at least have one teammate with you, they can usually save your ass from getting destroyed. Which unfortunately did not happen in this video, but you're weak against that. You're weak against boosters, but you're not that weak, because if you're paying attention, you'll see them activate their ultimate or their rocket attack, and you should be able to get out of the way. So boosters are not that much of a problem. Obviously right here, this was an absolute failure. You really can't do nothing about this. If you get chain grabbed, you're screwed. So I mean, you can try to be a little bit agile and jump around, but that's probably not going to happen. So right here, I went on the offensive because the cart was like, the escort's right next to our base. We're about to lose. And maybe this wasn't the smartest play, but I decided to go all the way in. And I actually ended up killing their Bastion, which would have guaranteed them the win if I left that Bastion, let that Bastion stay up. So sometimes you do have to make those choices where you just have to YOLO in just to kill that one guy. So otherwise, you're basically just giving them the win. But it ended up anyway that, unfortunately, I got red completely right there, just totally wrecked. Here's the replay. That couldn't have been more salty for me. I was like, wow, that did not just happen. So we did lose, unfortunately, but I think it's a good example of the weaknesses and strengths of Bastion. So I hope you've learned something from watching this gameplay. And as a bonus, I left in the play of the game because this is probably the most, like, I can't even think of a word for it. Just watch. Yeah. I guess she did the suicide ability, so she got a couple of kills, but I was like, why is that play of the game? And for some reason, I didn't get any of the bonuses. I thought I did pretty well. So obviously, I'm not a Bastion expert, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope they don't nerf him too bad, because I have a feeling they're gonna nerf him eventually, because the turn is OP. But anyways, subscribe for more Overwatch videos, Daisy, WoW, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.